In this video, let us understand how to design the deposit form, withdraw form, and check the customer balance. So checking the customer balance is very important because only if there is a balance then they can withdraw the money. So part 7 of 10, how to make CSA project, and here we learn in detail how to check the customer balance, how to design the deposit form, and then withdraw form. So we'll go back to Visual Studio and see there how we can design all these things, and we'll learn everything. Therefore, so other part of the project will be get over today. So here I already opened the project. So if you're watching first time, please watch the videos from the first. The links are provided in the description, or you can go to iBlix tutorials. You can below the video you can see that our channel name. Click on this, then click on videos. You can see that all the videos are available over here, and you can also browse. You can get a lot of other videos too. Whichever one you are interested, when you have a time, please watch them and learn the coding. Also, please subscribe to our channel. So your subscription is very important for us. Right. So let's continue with this. And we already know like how to make account type form, customer form. So today we're going to learn like how to use the deposit form, withdraw form, and then balance form. Right. So there is a withdraw form here. First, let us design the deposit form. So deposit, customer will come to bank and they want to deposit the money. For that, first you need to plan what are the columns are required. So I think we not created the table. So therefore first let us design the table. So call it as a transaction table. Create table, transaction table. So here what are the columns are required. So one is transaction number. So let us take it as int. Then transaction date, what date transaction happened. So these are the date type. Then the account number, which account number it is. So therefore account number is a small integer. So therefore I can take a small integer. So this also I can make it a small integer because integer is quite big. So let's say small integer. So next we can keep both the things, deposit and withdraw, both we can store in the same table. So therefore, so you can see that deposit, I can say deposit amount. Okay, let's take as integer only. Withdraw amount, with amount. You can write completely, otherwise okay, with amount, withdraw amount, dep amount, deposit amount. Then details, so how the transaction happen, what are the details. So for you can write varchar of 50. With that we can have one more field called as a remark. Any remark is there that they can write in the remark field. So these are the 50 characters. So now you can see that totally around 7 columns are there in this particular table. So we need to create this table. So therefore we'll go to Server Explorer. Here is Server Explorer. Tables, right click, new query. So here we have to paste. Then you have to execute this. So created successfully. So therefore table created successfully. So we don't need to save the query because query we don't want because we already have in the text file, right? So now it is done. So now we know like what all the columns are there. So here we go back again, font, first to change the font here. So what size you want, you can select the size. Then there is a background color, so choose the background color. So let it be yellow color, right? Now transaction number, transaction date, account number, amount, details, remarks. Okay, so we go to customer form. So let us select all these things. So come to deposit form. So then paste it here. Fine. So here is a transaction number. So let's change to transaction number. So here's a transaction date. What date it is. So next is the account number. Right. So account number single this thing is enough. Okay. The next is the amount, deposit amount, and details. How do you pay? Whether cash or check. All that you can write here. Then we record one more field called as the remarks. Fine. So this comma box is required. I'm going to delete this. Transaction date. We want a date. So therefore I'll just bring it down. So make a equal width. Fine. So you require a date control here. So how to get the date control? Go to toolbox. So date time picker. There is a date time picker. You need to drag on the form. So then we need to format this. So date and time is showing the full form. So we don't want that. So there is a format here. So we select as a custom format. Then there is a custom format string. How do you customize this? We can put dd mmm yyyy. So dd mmm yy will give you the dd, that is a day, month mmm, that will give the month. We can give 2 also. Then it's a confusing because when you're transferring, sometime it will take month as a date, date as a month. All confusions will be there. So in order to avoid this, so it's always better to give mmm. Mmm will give the month in the letters. Done. So next we record all the buttons. So therefore we can go back to customer form. So select all the buttons here, copy them. So deposit, okay, paste it here. So fine. So your buttons are ready now. Then we want to show all the data, what are the entries are done. So therefore we can select even these two. Select this. Control C. Fine. So your design is almost ready. Okay. So right. So we'll go to MDA parent. So deposit, we will check whether the code is available. The code is not ready. So you can copy the above code, paste, and change the form name. So this is a deposit form. So change deposit form. So things ready. So close this. Now run. Okay, go to deposit. Okay, fine. So everything is displaying well. So click new. You need to write the code now. So here, when I click new, the transaction number has to come automatically because we don't want to enter the transaction number. So transaction number has to come automatically. For that, we have to understand like how to write the code. So click new. And your first thing you record is a SQL client. So therefore copy this and then paste it over here. SQL client. Then you record a connection strings. You copy them. Control C. Then you go back here. And then after the form name. Okay. So therefore you can paste it here. Next. Now we need to generate the new number. Yeah. Even any select statement will do the job. Therefore I can select this. If it is there here. Okay. We can use this one only. Okay. We'll copy this. So here when I click new, okay, so first new, okay, check the code for new here. So here it is. Okay, so after this code, okay. So how many text boxes? So this is not required. 1, 2, 3, 4. So totally 5 are there, okay. So 5 text boxes. Now you don't need to focus to this one. You need to focus here. So text box 2 dot focus. And no need to clear this because we are only passing the value over here. So therefore no need to clear that one. Right, what is the statement you have to write to get the next number? So in order to get the account number, sorry, transaction number here, so we need to use max. There is a function called the max transaction number plus 1 from transaction table. So this is a transaction table. So then where condition I don't want, so only we want a number. So if read because first time there are no record, they will get an error. We'll see what will happen. Deposit, click new. So nothing is happening. Okay. So that we need to check whether it's executed or not. So therefore I'll just put a remark over there. Deposit, new. Fine, it's executing. F11 to go line by line. Read. So if you read, okay, so there is no value here. So there is nothing, so therefore nothing is coming. Okay, so now if there is nothing, what we can do is, so we can check here if one dot text if is equal to empty, put the open and close braces. What you have to do is you have to say text box one dot text is equal to 1001. So if you write in a single statement, you can write the line here. No need of braces and all. Will do the job. Okay. Now let us see that what will happen. So you get a first number. Otherwise, you need to use a try and catch. But anyway, it's working fine now. So this will do the job. So we'll get the number. Next, what you have to do is you need to bring the current date. Okay. So here, whatever the date is that we want to take the current date. So therefore, you have to write date time picker one dot value that is equal to now. Okay, so this is a date time dot now dot today. Okay, that is not today, date equals okay. So we can use this one. So see whether it's working or not. It's okay, it's working. Okay, so now if I have a different date, when I click this, it'll change back to the current date. So rest of the values we need to enter and then we have to save. So therefore we have to write the code for now save button. So save. So I can just copy from the customer table itself, customer form. So I'll just copy everything. Control C. I'll go to deposit. So here is a save click. So write it here. Now text box 2. Okay, here you have to say account number. Then this should go to transaction table. So therefore it's a transaction table. Okay, text box 1. So after text box 1, you need to take the date time picker. So therefore here you take date time picker. So dot value. Okay, so for date again single quote is required. So therefore place single quote both sides. Here you can say datetime picker dot value. So this is the value. Then text box 2, then text box 3, 4. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these three are numbers. Okay. So 2 is number, so therefore no need of single quote. 3 is a number, no need of single quote. 4 is a okay, here 4, this is a deposit, and for deposit both will not be there. Okay, only deposit or deposit is 0. Okay, so you can say 0 here. First one is a transaction number. This is the date. So this is the account number. So this is the deposit amount. So withdraw is not there, therefore it is 0. then the details, it's a 4, then the remarks is 5. So this is not required, I'll take it up this. Fine. So now we done the insert statement. So let's check whether it's working. So deposit, click new, account number again 1001, amount let's say 2500, cash this is 500 into 5. Okay, save. Record saved successfully. So it's working fine. Now go to Server Explorer and check the data is inserted or not. Fine, so it's inserted. So it is a deposit amount, withdraw is 0, so therefore it's 0 here, and the remark is there. So next we can write for rest of the code. Okay, so display, we go back here. So here is a display. Okay, just copy this. So place it. So here is the transaction number, then the account number, then the amount. So here there are two amount are there. So therefore you can say deposit amount. So here we want only deposit amount. We can show only deposit amount. So this is the transaction table. And here one more care you need to take is, so where withdraw amount, okay, so we'll take deposit amount greater than 0, because we don't want zeros but we want only above zeros. Then order by transaction number. Fine, so this will do the job. Okay, so this modify and delete I'll not do, so you have to try. So you try yourself, and then so I'll go to close button now. So this dot close. Okay, done now. So let's run this. So deposit. So click new. You can see that 1002 comes. So fine. So display, there is one is already there here. Fine. So now the account number 1001. What is the amount? Again 2000 rupees. Detail cash. So 2000 into 1. That is one note. Okay. So save, record saved successfully. Display, that will come over here. So same way, next one is the balance amount. So therefore you need to check the balance, customer balance. Therefore you need to create a one more form called as a balance form. So project add windows form. So here is a balance form. So this is balance, or you can say customer balance form. So this is the balance form. As usual, we can go to properties, change the font first. So make it 12 and change the background color. You can add background pictures also, but depend. Now to check the customer balance, you require customer account number and the balance, two text fields. Okay, so two text fields are required. Okay, so this will do. So therefore I can select these two. So to enter the amount, so then you can write it here, balance amount. So you require a button, so therefore you select some buttons here. So copy these two. Fine. So you can say display, and there is a close button over here. Close. So this dot close. So for display, so when I click the display button, they should display the balance. So anyhow, you need to connect to the database. So therefore, all these are required. Using system.data client. So connection string is important. Copy this. So take the connection string. So next is if statement. Okay, so here you can have if statement. I just copy this. Right. So this time it's a text box 3, this one. Okay, so the value has to come in the text box 3. Right. That is equal to dot text is equal to dr1 of 2 string. Okay. So now how to get the balance? So here there is no balance column itself. So we have deposit amount, we have withdraw amount, but we don't have the balance. But from these two, we need to generate the balance. So how to do this? For that, what you have to do, you have to say dep amount, that is a deposit amount, minus withdraw amount, and then you have to take total sum of this. Okay, so sum of deposit amount. So it's a group function, so that you need to use sum of withdraw amount as balance amount from the transaction table, where account number that is equal to, now account number is in the text box 2. Okay, so remember that, because when you copied, we copied the text box 2 and 3, not 1. So plus and then double quotes. So for this account number, you should sum up the all the deposit and sum up all the withdraw amount, then you take the balance amount. So this balance amount has to come over here. So therefore I can use if statement here. So if, right. So now, okay, so now go to MDI parent. So you need to link balance. Okay, copy this. Then here is the customer balance form. Customer balance form. Done. So we will save this and then run. So balance, okay. Now enter the customer number. So it's fine, it's coming. If we give 102, what will happen? So nothing will come. 103. So anyway, no errors. So if you give the correct customer number, so therefore we're going to give the balance amount. So it's done. So next is the withdraw. So withdraw will be easy because we already written the code for deposit. So therefore we can quickly complete the withdraw form. So withdraw form. So few step is change the background color, font, then background color. I'll use this color. Okay, so close all these things. Customer balance, deposit form. Fine. So here we want all the things. Okay, so almost all things are same as it is. So I say Control A. Control A will select everything. Control C will select everything. So we can come to withdraw form and then we can paste it here. Okay. So then we can align wherever you want. Done. Even the code also same thing. So what you can do is, okay, first we need to create the events, because if you go to the code window now, the events are not there. Okay, so there are no events. So what we'll do is, first we'll create the events. Okay, click new. So this is a new click. Save click. Update. Anyhow, it's not written there. I don't want this. So yes. Okay. So then we have display. Then we have close. Okay. Then I think form load event. Close. Display. Save. Now only this much. Okay. Now what we can do is, so this is the withdraw. Okay. So we don't copy it here. So the first I'll go and copy this one. So deposit form. So from that, import this thing, then you have to write SQL statement. Right. Now rest of things what you can do. So here also button you click, then button save, button display, button close. Okay. So all these events are same. Therefore you can copy all the code. So we can come back to withdraw. So you see that this is empty now. So save, display, close all are same only. So now we can paste it. So complete code is pasted now. Now we have to make some changes. So this one will be as it is. There is no change here. So here insert into, when you are inserting, you have to bring the 0 on this side because deposit amount 0. So therefore you need to bring the 0 on this side and you need to remove the 0 over here. So now insert statement is almost over. When you're displaying, this is withdraw amount. Okay, so therefore you can write withdraw amount greater than 0. Done. Fine. So you are almost done. Withdraw form is almost completed. So the only thing is we need to link to MDA parent and then we can run. So this is withdraw. So save, run, withdraw. See that number comes automatically. So we can write the account number 101, amount let's say 1000 rupees, check number. Right. So when you click save, the record saved successfully. Display. So you can see that it's displaying, but it's displaying the deposit amount. But we have to show the withdraw amount here. Okay. So therefore, what you can do, we'll change that one. Now you can go to balance and check for the this particular account. So 3500 because totally 4500. So 1000 gone. So only changes you record is to display. So here is deposit amount. Now it's not deposit amount. This is withdraw amount. You are almost done. But there is a problem here. So if you withdraw more money, what will happen? So beyond your requirement, that we need to check. Therefore, you need to go to save. So before saving the record, we need to check whether you have a balance or not. For that, we already done the balance, right? So customer balance here. So this code is required. So therefore, I just copy this code. Then I'll paste it into the save button. Therefore, we don't want to save. If we don't have account balance, we don't want to save that one. Okay. So therefore, we can write int balance is equal to 0. Okay. So here you can set balance is equal to, you have to convert this int dot parse is to convert the value to integer value. Okay. Where account number is equal to text box 2. So okay, this is a text box 2. So then we'll get the balance. So then we need to compare this with the this amount text box 3. So therefore we write if balance is greater than text box 3 dot text. Okay, so here you can see that CMD1 is showing me error because we already used the CMD1 here. You can't use it again, so therefore you can write CMD2 here. Okay, so then error is not there. Then you have to parse it again with the int dot parse. So convert text into number, and you can write less than, balance is less than int dot parse text box 3. Then you can give the message box here. You don't have sufficient balance. You don't have balance to withdraw. And don't forget to put the return here. So return is compulsory because otherwise it will execute it again. So therefore it's important. Fine. So now let's check. We'll run this. Withdraw. Fine. So amount, account number 1001. So what is the balance available? It's 3500. I'll say 5000. So okay, I'll put something, save. So you don't have sufficient balance. Okay, the message is coming. You don't have the sufficient balance. So if you put 3500, so you record saved. Okay, up to 3500 is okay. So behind this is not there. Okay. So new 1001. Even you put 100 rupees, it should show the message. You don't have the sufficient balance because you have zero balance now. Fine. So up to this is done. So everything is working fine. So please follow this. Keep try yourself. Write all this code and then check it out. Okay. So we'll see you in the next video how to generate the report for this. That is also very important. Keep watch, keep learn, keep improve yourself. Thank you.